Hi, one of the most important things to consider when you're learning to play guitar is guitar strap. And I'm not talking about classical guitar here, that's a bit different, but I'm talking about electric acoustic guitar. Probably what most people watching this will be playing. Yeah, guitar strap, and getting the height or the length of the strap right or suited to what you're trying to do. So really the way to approach it, I think, is to think of your left hand and your left arm. Don't worry too much about your right arm. This is for right-handed people. Obviously if you're left-handed, just reverse what I'm saying. But don't worry about this hand, or this arm. That can cope pretty well however the strap is. But you really want to have the angle of the neck and the length of the strap right, so that there's no kind of big angle here with the wrist. You don't really want your wrist, ideally anyway, you don't want your wrist bending like that too much, and you don't want to feel strain from your neck down your shoulder and down your arm if you can possibly help it. So when you're trying to get to grips with things like bar chords or just stretching your fingers out for scales and things like this, then you really need to have this left hand quite close to your face. That's the way to think of it. So how I've got the strap set on this guitar at the moment, I'd say that's about right. Now it might not look cool, and if I stood up with this and played in a band with it like this, you might think it looks stupid because it's too high up. Don't know, I don't really care anyway what it looks like, particularly myself, but yeah, it's really, certainly as you're learning, you really need to get this right, I would say. It's a thing I see a lot in my lessons, where people haven't got the strap adjusted. Normally they've got it too long and the guitar's just sitting on their lap and straight like that, and they're really trying to reach round to get things here. If you get the guitar like that, it's just so much easier. So yeah, think about the angle here. Want to be reasonably straight if you can get away with it. I mean, there's not a hard and fast rule for this, but try and keep this quite straight. If your wrist is bending like that, that's not so good. And remember that the position of your thumb on the back of the neck can make a big difference to your hand position on the front. So if something's not working, move your thumb down or move it up or move it down that way or move it that way. Just keep your thumb on the back, but move it around. But yeah, the strap length. Now if I show you what that looks like at the moment, this guitar's quite light, so it just sit there quite easily. But that's really comfortable for reaching the first fret. I can do that, no strain anywhere there. Now if I go up to, maybe up an octave to 13th position, I didn't really have to move the guitar at all. It wouldn't have mattered if I had moved the guitar. I mean, if I wanted to play further up here, I probably would move it a bit that way. But it just goes to show that that strap's about right for me at the moment. That's quite comfortable there. That's quite comfortable there, and I didn't really have to move the guitar. However, I might sometimes move it a little bit like that anyway. So let's just try making the strap a bit longer, see what difference it makes. Okay, so this is now probably where most people would have it, roughly where most people would have it if they were standing up playing. If I was standing up playing, I'd probably have it a bit shorter than this. That's just my sort of preference. I like it to feel very similar when I'm standing up to when I'm sitting down, which sort of makes sense to me. If you practice something sitting down, when you stand up, it wants to feel the same. It's no good if your hand and your arms are at a totally different angle. So yeah, this is where most people probably have it. So if I just sit like that, the guitar's resting on my leg. This is much better than not having the strap there at all, because now I really feel like I've got to hold the guitar to stop it from falling anywhere. Whereas if I put the strap on, that's now still sitting on my leg, but the strap is also supporting the guitar. So that's good, it's better than not having the strap. But look at the angle here. For that first fret and 13th fret thing, I can do that, but I can feel the strain going all the way down there when I play on the thicker strings. Up to 13th. That feels weird. I can do it, but I feel like I've got to do it. It's okay like that. And again, the strap is helping me to do that. I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have a guitar strap on. But still, I had to move the guitar a lot. And you can't see this, but I can feel it all the way down there. It doesn't hurt, but I can feel it going all the way down from there to my hand. Whereas when I had the strap shorter and the guitar was more like this, that's just completely gone, and that's just totally relaxed. So what would happen if I made the strap even longer? Okay, so now the strap is still better at that length than no strap, but it's not doing anything really. If I let go of the guitar doesn't fall to the ground because of the strap's holding it, and this one's got strap locks built in, so it's not going to fall anywhere. It feels like it could swing around and knock into things, but other than that, it's not doing anything. It's not helping my playing at all. And if I want to have the guitar at a good kind of angle for playing, I need to get it like this, which is easier with this guitar than some, because if you've got like a heavy Les Paul or something, you don't probably want to try and balance it like that. So if I put the strap back to where it was, that's roughly where it was. That might even be a bit shorter now, but yeah, that's just perfect. I can just play all up and down the neck in any position. Don't have to move the guitar very much, and it's being supported by the strap. I'll just grab a different guitar just so I can demonstrate this with a different guitar. I'll grab a guitar that's a lot heavier than this one. Now, I haven't prepared this guitar for this video. This strap is just where I happen to have it. It's just sitting there, and it's just perfect. It's actually more comfortable than the Godin was, which is surprising, being a bit heavier, but it just sits. I mean, it is perfectly balanced. The Godin's not quite as balanced as this guitar. But yeah, it just sits there and it's just comfortable for reaching there. And I'm labouring the point a little bit, but because it's such a big thing, in some of my lessons, I get people to just shorten the strap by like an inch, and suddenly they can play things they couldn't play 2 minutes before. It just makes all that much difference. And it's one of those things where when you're learning to do something and you can't quite do it, so you're learning a new song or new chord or scale or something, if you can't quite do it, you need to make it as easy as possible. So you need to do all this kind of stuff, like with the strap and everything else that I could suggest. You need to do that to enable you to stand the best chance of learning to do what you're trying to do. Once you can do it, if you've been playing for 30 years and you can do that already, that scale or that chord, then you can have, you can have the guitar like this and you can still do it. It doesn't really make so much difference. But this video is aimed at people that are learning to play. Not necessarily beginners, but people that still feel like they're learning. Well, I mean, I'm still learning as well, but people that have been playing for a few years, but might not have thought too hard about this. So that's that really. I haven't got much more to say about it without repeating myself. So yeah, just think about it and think about the angle of that hand and that arm. Okay, I hope that's useful. If it is, please click like and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, thanks.